Hi, in this video we are going to talk about the elementary school system in the US. If you have a kid who's going to join elementary school in the near future, or if you already have a kid within the elementary schools in US, I'm sure you would find this video to be very helpful. We are going to split this video into smaller videos, and this will be the part 1 of the video. So let's get started. So this is the agenda we are going to cover. We'll start off with general facts about elementary schools, then talk more about gifted programs, state tests, English language programs, and so on. After that, we'll cover some of the extracurricular activities that happen in school, as well as some of the extracurricular activities that kids can do outside the school. And this is going to end with some suggestions for parents. Let's start with some general facts about elementary schools. So elementary schools are usually from kindergarten to 5th grade. Sometimes it can go to 6th grade or even 8th grade, but that varies by state. The usual pattern is kindergarten to 5th grade. And the kid has to be 5 years of age to join kindergarten. So every state has a cutoff date, and the kid has to be 5 years of age by that cutoff date. So, as an example, for Ohio, the cutoff date is August 31st in some school districts and September 30th in other school districts. So, the kid has to be 5 years of age by those dates in order to go to kindergarten that school year. Next, let's say if your kid is gifted and if you want him or her to join kindergarten before 5 years of age, you can call school district website and talk about early evaluation options where they conduct tests and evaluate whether the student is really gifted or not and whether he can join kindergarten or not. And next thing is we have to understand different school systems within US. First, there are public schools and there are private schools and there are also homeschooling options as well. So the difference between public and private school at a high level is that there are no fees for public schools, whereas for private schools, we have to pay fees. And then the student teacher ratio is also around 1:25 in case of public schools, but it can again vary by schools. Whereas in private schools, the teacher to student ratio is much smaller, and the student count is also much smaller in private schools. And in private school, there is usually a uniform as well. But in public schools, you can wear any dress, but then they have to follow certain dress code. Next, school usually begins in August or September time frame and ends in May or June time frame. And the school timings also vary by state. In Ohio, the kindergarten has half a day, and then rest of the grades, the school starts from 9 a.m. and ends at 3:30 p.m. In case of kindergarten, sometimes it can be a.m. kindergarten or p.m. kindergarten. And there is transportation available if your house is beyond 1.5 miles from the school. If you're living very close to the school and if it's within 1.5 mile, you have to take care of transportation for your kid. Next thing is the curriculum again varies by state, and the classrooms for elementary schools are very colorful, very engaging, and they're separated into different areas for different activities. There is a section for circle time, another section for book reading, and so on. If you're coming to the US for the first time and you have a kid who will be 5 years of age very soon, you must know that every residential area is assigned to a specific school district. So you need to check the school ratings and read reviews and then decide which school district would be better for your child. And then you can pick an apartment or home within that school district. If you live within the school district, you will have transportation, but if you live anywhere outside the school district, you have to provide your own transportation for your kid. If you can begin school registration for your kid anywhere between Jan till July or August, because schools usually start in August. So you have to submit an application to the school district office and provide all the required documents like birth certificate, passport, parents' photo ID, immunization records, and you have to schedule an appointment with them. to talk to parents and students. If your kid has already completed some part of elementary school in another country or another school district, make sure you get the certificates also from that school and provide all those documents during this appointment. Schools usually conduct information nights or orientations or induction programs for new kids between April to August time frame. So make sure you attend those so you can become familiar with how the school works, what the curriculum would be, what the timings are, how the transport would look like, and all those details. For younger grades, there's usually one homeroom teacher, and the kids stay in the same class throughout the day. But as they go to higher grades, like when they start fourth grade onwards, they might go to different classes for different subjects. In elementary school, homework is very minimal and the kids are given enough time to complete them. Sometimes they're given about a week's time to complete their homework. And if you're coming to the US for the first time and if your kid does not speak or read or write English well, they can be put under a program called ELL, which is English Language Learners Program. Again, every state may call it differently, but usually the kids are assessed to make sure they are on par with their English reading and writing skills. And if they're not, they take them into this program and kind of give them instructions in a way that they understand things clearly, and they evaluate them every year to see if they have met the expectations or not. As part of these annual assessments, if they come with a good score, they will be taken out of this program and they will go through the normal channels. One good thing about US schools is that there are a lot of programs available for kids with special needs. So if your kid is a person who needs some additional help or is autistic or if there are some challenges like that, speak to the school district to check out different options that are available to them and plan accordingly. So, like any other school, these schools also have a principal, vice principal, and usual office staff, and also counselors. So, counselors are very important for the kids. So, they provide counseling to students in terms of emotional well being and support and all other activities. And as they go into higher grades, these counselors also help with the scheduling of different courses for the kids. So, if you are a working parent, you would look for options for before and after care programs. So, the school sometimes provide that option within the school itself, or you can also go to any daycares near the school and talk to them about it. The before and after care programs that happen in schools are much cheaper than the daycare options, and they have limited slots and they get booked pretty early. So reach out to them as soon as you decide on a school. Talk to your school office, get their contacts, and talk to these before and after care programs within the school to see if you can find a slot there. If not, then reach out to the daycares around the school. So they usually take care of your kids from any time from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And some of these daycares also provide transportations to schools. So morning when you go to work, you can drop your kids off in the daycare and they take care of transporting your kids from the daycare to the school. Next, regarding teacher communications, you can always contact teachers via emails or you can call the office if it's urgent. And for younger grades, the school teachers usually send updates every day in the kids' journals or something. But as the kids grow into higher grades, then there is not much of communication happening. But then there are quarterly parent teacher conferences where you could talk to teachers about any concerns you have about your kid. But no matter which grade the kid is in, you can always email teachers and they get back to you in a day or two. The teachers nowadays, they use several apps to communicate with the students and with the parents as well. So in our state, we usually use something called Power School and Schoology. Schoology is used to post all the materials that teachers use while teaching the kids. And Schoology also has some online assessments that students can finish online and submit. And then Power School is used to communicate the grades. Parents are also given access to all these apps so we can see what's going on in each of these. Every school has a PTO or a PTA organization or committee where some of the parents get together and volunteer for different school activities. So they raise funds, they organize events, help out teachers, and participate in several things within the school. And any parent can volunteer to become a member of that organization and can help the teachers and the school. Next, let's talk about some of the extracurricular activities that happen within the school. So, in elementary school, mostly it would be music, art, PE, which is nothing but physical education, and library hours. So, every week these classes are rotated. In music, they usually cover different instruments. At a younger grades, they first make them sing different songs, try to understand what different instruments are, and then as they go into fourth and fifth grades, the student can pick a particular instrument and kind of learn deeper in those areas. And usually in fifth grade, there is something called a health class given to the students where they talk about puberty and drugs and so on. And next thing is physical education. So this is nothing but sports and all the physical activities that happen. So here again, kids are given introduction into different kinds of sports and they let them play different things during that physical education period. And there is also library period where kids can go to the library, sit and read books. They can check out books, play puzzles, and libraries usually have computers also where kids can play around the computers and so on. So that's it for today, and we'll cover rest of the stuff in another video. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel to keep hearing more details around US education system.